All right, ladies and gentlemen, we need to talk about the Dragon Ball Sparking Zero DLC Pack 3 or just Daima DLC Pack 2 situation. So a lot of us, myself included, have been waiting day by day for any news about Sparking Zero Daima DLC 2. Ever since the delay or rescheduling, I guess if you want to call it that, where the scheduled release was pushed from April to June to now July to September, we've been anticipating some news any day now, especially as August comes to a close. With this next DLC more than likely being the biggest one to date, even bigger than the Hero of Justice pack, since we're speculating to have the Tamagamis, Goma, Adult Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta, and the Super Saiyan 4s, we're getting kind of anxious, bro. I mean, it's hard not to. This is a massive moment for the game. That being said, I feel like this release would have a little more of a spectacle, in my opinion, with some sort of hype built up with a trailer, gameplay previews, maybe even having creators show off the characters at an event or something like that. Things that they were doing before the game came out, you know? This could still happen because there are still, you know, a little handful of events between now and October, but no word whatsoever for a DLC of this magnitude can get kind of worrying if you keep thinking about it. And I know some of you guys will think I shouldn't be this worried, but the thing is, all my worry comes from the last release. Daima DLC 1 not really moving the needle with the game as much as we would have liked. Even though the characters are really fun, I think the last two updates were way more significant than the DLC itself. I don't want that to inevitably be the case with this one. Gamescom opening day wrapped up last night, and while some of us may have been expecting to hear something at this event, it also doesn't surprise me that we didn't. Gamescom last year, if I'm not mistaken, gave us the gameplay overview trailer where they showed off custom battle stuff, and then the battle with Gohan versus Kel and Caulifla where they fused, right? Where they were fighting in the city. I'm fairly certain, at least. Feel free to correct me if I'm wrong. So while all this stuff was pre-release, I don't blame people for wanting to see the DLC preview here either. Seeing as there were only, what, 1 or 2 anime games during the whole showcase yesterday though, I can understand people being disappointed. I also sat through that whole 2 hours not knowing what to expect, and while Silent Hill and Resident Evil Requiem were great, I was hoping we'd get more than, you know, 7 Deadly Sins. But unless there's another delay, I think the end of next month could still be pretty likely for the release of Daima DLC 2. With Daima DLC 1, the full character trailer came out about 2 to 3 days before early access, if I'm not mistaken, and this was announced with a preview at the end of March / the beginning of April, if I'm not mistaken. So if we believe that track record to be the case for this DLC as well, maybe the announcement and preview trailer could still be at the end of this month, like next week or something, and the full trailer and early access are around this time next month as well. Let me know if you guys think that timeline makes sense, but if it doesn't happen like that, I'm not too sure. Again, I feel like this DLC drop should be a little more of a spectacle with how anticipated these characters are, but there's also an element of surprise that I'm sure Bandai wants to maintain as well. At this point, we don't know who's going to be in this DLC because there were characters who have made sense in the last one that weren't there, so we're just kind of making educated guesses. Goma and Super Saiyan 4 Goku are, I feel like, obviously going to be there, but outside of that, it's still kind of up in the air. We'll do our speculation in a second based off of how they built the past DLC, but I just wanted to speak on the situation itself because I saw comments on yesterday's upload on the video and the shorts about whether we're going to be getting any type of announcement soon since it didn't happen at Gamescom last night. DBS Hype also spoke on Twitter recently about Sparking Zero news being absent from V-Jump this month, so this is probably another factor that led people to think something might be up. Unfortunately, we are just gonna have to sit on our hands and hope that the end of this month gives us something and that there isn't another delay. But this isn't even my biggest fear with Sparking Zero because we know this DLC is coming eventually. My fear is what happens next. Where is the plan for post-season 1 content for this game? I feel like that's where we should be focusing on outside of this Daima DLC because again, we know that this is coming eventually. Without a clear plan for the future of this game that they put so much into pre-release and even afterwards, they've been, you know, updating the game regularly and doing a really good job with that. There's still really no way to tell anything for the future of Sparking Zero. Will they continue to balance the game even if they slow down even more on character releases? How many more character releases are planned? Will new stages, crossplay, and more episode and custom battles be seen as a priority? I feel like these things are just as important as new characters and should be seen as things that will add to the overall health and longevity of the game, which is the most important part. But even beyond this, I still love and have high hopes for Dragon Ball Sparking Zero because of this unknown. It's kind of like a double-edged sword. I don't know. For all we know, this next DLC might be the best thing to ever happen to the game and include a lot of these changes that we've been wanting to see. Character-wise though, this is what I'm predicting will get shown in the preview trailer for Daima DLC Pack 2. And no, I don't have any inside sources. I don't know when the trailer is coming. I haven't seen anything. I haven't talked to anybody. This is just all 100% my speculation and viewpoint. So we've had a wide stroke of speculation for this DLC in the past for some time, but after rethinking my thought process and even seeing some of you guys' speculations and the reason for it down in the comments, I kind of tamed my hopes for this one, if that makes sense. I mean, we're already over 200 characters in the game, so for the sake of relevance, I'm gonna try and stick to the most impactful characters from Daima. Then again, I mean, we did get Pansy, so anything is possible. So for the preview trailer itself, I definitely see at least one of the Tamagamis, probably number 1, battling against Majin Buu, so that would be our first 2 character announcements right there. And then we'd see adult Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta fighting Goma or something like that. Hopefully they do his Super Saiyan 3 transformation exactly like in the episode when he was flying in the air, because that was so good, man. So I think that we would get the Tamagamis, Majin Buu of course, adult Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta, and 2 versions of Goma right here, because when Vegeta was Super Saiyan 3, he was fighting Giant Goma, but I think we'll get the regular size buff one too that transforms into Giant. And after this, we'd see mini Daima Super Saiyan 3 Goku's transformation as like the little conclusion of the trailer before things, you know, cut to all black. But of course, they would end with his Super Saiyan 4 transformation, which I think still will end up being the best transformation animation in the entire game if they copy the anime 1-to-1. That mini Daima Goku Super Saiyan 4 transformation is pure cinema. They cannot fumble that, bro. And then maybe before the promo card or closing graphic or whatever, where they show, you know, everything that's gonna be in the DLC, we get a little sneak peek of adult Daima Super Saiyan 4 Goku, maybe like ending the trailer off with his Super Kamehameha or something like that, or even just standing there. That would be cool enough, right? We could potentially, but personally, I don't know if we get characters like a Rinsu or Shin, the rest of the Tamagamis, or even like mini Piccolo or something like that. I'm not sure, but I just wanted to make my speculation a little more focused and tight and not just like a dream sheet, if that makes sense, because the Character of Justice pack had 11 characters if I'm not mistaken. So I feel like this one possibly being a little bit smaller, but still, you know, having more when it comes to the DLC itself. But the Hero of Justice pack also had custom battles. They had 3 custom battles if I'm not mistaken. They had Red Ribbon Piccolo and things like that. So I feel like if this DLC kind of takes after that, even if they have slightly less characters, which they don't have to have less characters in that pack. They could easily have like 13, 14 characters in this one if they wanted to. But like I said, I just wanted to kind of trim the fat off of my speculation to not have my hopes be too high. So I feel like this is a pretty solid prediction. Let me know what you guys think. I also feel like this would be the perfect DLC to finally add at least the Demon World stage, man. Even though that's a long shot, I know, but eventually, man, we have to get more stages in this game, bro. Even if they don't as like a part of the character DLC, they could do like a stage expansion pack like they do for music OSTs. I mean, heck, even in Demon Slayer, that's an incentive to play things like story mode, because you can unlock things like a new stage. Just little stuff like that is what Sparking Zero is missing, but I feel like it's such simple things that need to be fixed to make this game what we all want it to be. Hopefully someone important behind the development of the game sees these videos that we all make, because all we can really do is put our thoughts out there as the community. But I think that is going to do it for this one, guys. Just wanted to address this all at once instead of comments here and there across multiple videos or even the shorts. Y'all be asking me about Sparking Zero on the shorts of what I think is going on with Dragon Ball Sparking Zero Daima DLC Pack 2. I hope you all enjoyed the video. If you did, consider leaving a like before you head out, and subscribe to the channel and turn those notifications on by clicking that bell icon to never miss more Dragon Ball, Demon Slayer, and other comic and manga content as well. But anyways, fellas, have a great day, and I'm gonna see you all in the next one. Peace out, my boys.